Hi muckers, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I hope you're all doing very well. Thank you so much for clicking on my YouTube channel today. Oh, today's one is a lot. So we have Jeff Wittek speaking up against Casey Neistat when it comes to the David Dobrik documentary. And now, thank you so much to everyone for their response on, I think I've made 2 videos now on this David Dobrik, Casey Neistat situation, and just hearing everyone's takes on it and hearing other people be annoyed that David Dobrik is being protected by other creators, specifically one that is so well respected like Casey Neistat, a YouTube OG. Hearing people also be outraged about it kind of validates that I'm like, oh, this isn't just me being so chronically online, or this isn't just me being so, just so online that everything I get offended over or whatever. I'm like, oh no, with this, we literally have someone who made a documentary on David Dobrik, within it witnessed that he was mishandling so many situations when it came to SA or nearly, taking out his friend's life. And then the person who's making the film goes, I completed it. I spoke to all the victims. I want them to know I'm here for them, but I'm choosing not to publish this because, I don't want David to get hate. I don't want David to, be at the mercy of himself, because he kept saying that David was doing a bad job with the interviews, and he doesn't want David to have to go through that. And I'm like, thank God that other people, thank you so much to all of you for being normal, by the way. We're just acknowledging how frustrating and what that kind of says about the world as well. And we've seen many things like this in Hollywood, and I guess YouTube isn't far off it. It's just really disappointing. And again, Casey Neistat is such an OG, such a well-respected one, that it is really bizarre to me that he's willing to take the fall for someone like David Dobrik, who isn't even uploading that much ever on YouTube anymore. You know what I mean? He's not doing the podcast. He uploads on Snapchat. He's a Snapchat creator. Therefore, he actually isn't at the hands of a comment section, because Snapchat is completely different than YouTube or TikTok or whatever. So he's actually just being protected for no real reason, and it's frustrating. And I just want to say that if this video ever comes across the For You page or the YouTube recommendation of anyone who was a victim of Dirty Dom or in anything to do with the Vlog Squad, and you spoke directly with Casey Neistat, you did interviews, whatever that entails, and you thought that this was going to be, your voice was going to be platformed and heard, ultimately for it not to be under the protection of one of the people that has done you wrong. I just want you to know that I can confidently say that me and my entire community are behind you, and the fact that you would have to relive all of this for the sake of someone making a documentary trying to platform your voice, and then they choose not to out of protecting the person that... I just want you to know that it's not okay and it's not normal, or at least it shouldn't be. And again, there is a huge audience here. You see it in the comment sections who are completely on your side and quite frankly devastated that, I guess, people are being protected and people win. But that's not the case. And the story and your story matters so much, and it has done such a world of good of protecting other people as well. And yeah, I'm just devastated over it. And so Jeff's speaking up as well, which we'll also get to now. And I just can't believe that this was a documentary that was at a film festival. You know what I mean? This was at a film festival. People have seen this. People have reviewed it. And the reviews are actually really great. But that doesn't matter when you have David Dobrik in your ear. Not good. Not good at all. And we're going to watch a clip now from Spill the Tea with Me, my favorite TikTok page, which is always on it. Yeah, we'll talk about this. But before that, I do want to do my little PSA that I'm going on tour in February. And by the way, to the people that are going to the shows, should I bring this with me? Should I bring this cardboard cutout with me? I might. I'm doing shows in Brooklyn and Seattle and Chicago and Los Angeles and Dallas. And like I said, we are adding extra shows. I think we're going to be doing the other shows in summer. I don't know yet. We're just kind of working out dates right now. So thank you so much to everyone who has been commenting below cities that we should go to, because it's very helpful. And again, we are still choosing them, so please comment down below. I think we're adding a bunch more. But again, if you're in Brooklyn on February 18th, Chicago on February 19th, which there's limited tickets available for Chicago, February 21st in Seattle, also limited tickets for LA, February 23rd, February 25th in Dallas. I would love to see you. I can't wait to finally, we used to do little meetups all the time, and I'm just really excited that this is going to be the first time in a long time that I'm going to get to meet all the muckers. I think it's going to be it's going to be so deranged. It's going to be so fun. And then I'm also doing a fun little show with that, which I can't wait to talk more about, and I can't wait to show you more. I'm going to New York in a couple weeks, and I'm going to be working really hard on it while I'm out there as well, with a lot of people's ideas and all like this. But what it is right now, I'm super excited. So if you're in any of these cities, please, please, please come to the shows. And yeah, that is Dallas, LA, Seattle, Chicago, and Brooklyn. So let's get to this clip. Oh, damn, I'm so excited for the tour. I'm so excited. Let's react to this clip from Jeff Wittek talking about the update with the Casey Neistat documentary.
Update, that Casey Neistat documentary update interview.
I haven't watched it.
Recently, well, Casey made a documentary about David and his success and his rise to fame, and then his fall when the girl was sexually assaulted by...
And keep in mind, this documentary was not set up to capture a rise and fall. It was literally Casey Neistat making a documentary on a YouTuber doing incredibly well. He went back and interviewed David's friends, his school people, teachers, family. This was literally set up to be a glorifying David Dobrik documentary, but then Casey, saw that during the filming, there were allegations coming out. There was a big, so he covered all that, and then he completed the documentary. And even just from a moral standpoint, I'm like, and you're choosing not, like, okay.
Dom, and the documentary was mostly about that after. Like, the first half was him rising, and the second half was about the girl, and then, maybe 2% my accident, and then his reaction about it. That's how it ended. David, talked about it. I saw it. Casey FaceTimed me, and that's why I sued David, because I saw what David said about me and how he really felt. And I was like, no.
Which is also something that maybe I'm wrong. I haven't heard Jeff say ever. We knew that the full lawsuit was going on, which I really want to know an update with. I know that's just me being really, 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 I like to know. But anyways, I didn't know that the reason that Jeff sued was because of this documentary, which even more so goes to show that what David was saying was bad or disrespectful or arrogant or hypocritical or dangerous. And so many people have commented and said along the lines of, David Dobrik wasn't doing a great job in these interviews. He was coming across as narcissistic or whatever. But the fact that we have people literally being like, I sued because of what I heard him say. Casey, don't be shy. Show us.
No fucking way. My heart dropped. I was all this time, I thought I was best friends with this kid.
Yeah.
And this is how he talks about me behind my back.
Yeah.
It's not even behind my back. It's in a fucking documentary that'll be out in a year.
Yeah. Yeah.
But the statute of limitations would have been up. If I hadn't seen that clip, I would have never got to sue.
Yeah.
So thank you, Casey, for doing that. But also, kind of fuck you, Casey, right now, because...
And why is Casey showing Jeff these clips, showing the victims the clips and the interviews and stuff like this, premiering it and not letting it be public? Even though he says that he's not friends with David.
Oh, he did, yeah.
He said that he's not releasing his documentary, that you sat down with a girl that was assaulted and spoke to you about her most traumatic moment of her life for days, weeks, and you're going to bury the story to protect this kid that you openly admitted. And imagine you're that girl. I mean, maybe I could relate more because I'm a victim. I know my shit's not like hers. It's completely different. But, hers is way worse. She actually sat there. She wants to be anonymous. I'm an internet fucking idiot. I'm always just trying to talk shit on the internet.
Yeah.
This girl...
Again, I know Jeff is just saying this, but just to let everyone know that what they all went through are very, very, very different, and there's no way in hell to compare any of them.
She doesn't want clout. She doesn't want to get famous. She just wanted to tell the story to get this bad guy that did some bad shit to her. And Casey fucking sat for weeks interviewing her, and now he said that he thinks that David was the best comedian on YouTube in history.
Crazy.
That was the funniest part of the interview right there, because David never did anything. He filmed everybody else. Jason, maybe, if you want.
Well, Jason is a stretch as well, Jeff. But that's what I'm saying. I said this in my video yesterday or the day before, and I was like, the funny people weren't even David. Again, at most, he took away from the funny bits with that obnoxious-ass laugh.
Say that. He was the best in the videos.
Yeah.
Jonah,
Nick's,
you know?
Yeah, Nick's funny.
But for you to say it like that, for you to phrase it like that,
And also for him to say that after knowing what he knows about David now. He has all these allegations, all this, and he's like, oh, but he's the best comedian in the entire world, guys.
Because imagine you're that girl at home who's now in school or living a normal life, and you're watching David throw Halloween parties and do all this wild shit, and the documentary you did is like now not coming out.
Yeah.
So, what are your thoughts? You think I talk too much about this shit?
I don't know. I'm like 50-50 on it.
Yeah, I mean it's a tough situation just because there's so many people involved. As far as the girl, you.
Yeah. What about Jonah? Because he's in between us. He introduced us to each other.
I mean, honestly, that's just the toughest part because
Nick,
we were all close.
the Antonians.
Yeah,
I talked to Vardon the other day.
they love you.
Love
I
that
know.
kid.
I know Vardon. Like,
I love that whole family.
yeah.
I still love. I mean, I still deeply care for Nick.
Yeah.
I wish him the best.
It's vice versa. I talked to him. I know it's vice versa. It's just such a.
I know they don't see themselves having any other route to success and you know, not having to get a regular job than tagging along and hoping for some sort of resurgence in his career, and he's going to put them all back on. And
That's such an interesting point that I haven't thought of. These people who were the characters in David's videos are, you know, still so up his ass, still so defending him, still doing... They're always on his Snapchat. I was surprised when I went on Snapchat the other day and I clicked on David's thing, and like it's the same people from the Vlog Squad. That's an interesting point from Jeff, and actually very true. That are these people waiting around as well for because being attached with David at a certain stage as well gets you a lot of backlash. Are they waiting around for hopefully a resurgence, like he said, and then hoping that David will, you know, bring them with? That's a very interesting point.
And I just don't see that happening.
I think it's just like I don't want to speak for Nick, but I think it's like a loyalty thing where he thinks that, you know, David's the one that like put him on, so he feels like
I did everything David did too.
Yeah.
I gave just as much money as David gave that family.
Yeah.
I gave the same. Beefy Boys, 1,000-pound family, $25,000 checks I was cutting them.
yeah,
And that was out of love. Because
Yeah.
my sponsors were $25,000. I was giving them all the money. You know, but I was so happy to make that content because I loved them. Those were my favorite videos. I go back and watch them.
I do too. I just watched them like a couple days ago.
Yeah.
They're good. Like everything.
And Nick was the best.
It's also just, again, makes me really sad for Jeff. And you know I'm a Jeff defender. But the fact that he lost all these people because of something that David did that Jeff didn't even do wrong in the first place, and yet Jeff was the one that lost it all. And they're all still friends with David.
He was so good at being the villain. And I love that. I love that I had a guy that would do that, because Steven doesn't want to be the bad guy ever. You know, I love Steven, the stuff that he does.
Even when we had Vardana, remember we had Vardana as the guest?
Vardana
It
was
so
gold.
good. I don't think it's really been obviously the same for anyone.
Yeah, it hurts. A lot of it hurts because, you know, I understand everybody's situation, but I did lose a lot of friends. You know, even though they chose my enemy's side. This is like the election. You know, I'm making like a Kamala speech right now. Like, even though you chose my enemy's side, I still want you to do the right thing. Get out there and believe in yourself, and do not settle for a job at Trader Joe's. Do not settle for doing TikTok Live. Go out there and make a podcast like what everyone else does when they fall off. All right? Believe in yourself. Do a tour. Do something. Don't just beg for money. Don't just dick ride and be in the background of Snapchats hoping that one day you're going to get a car. The cars stop coming. When the vlogs stop, the cars stop. Have you seen a car given away yet? When's the last time you seen a car given away?
Well, it's been a minute.
Huh. Casey update? That Casey Neistat.
Love it. Yeah. This is why I'm such a big Jeff defender. He nearly lost his life. He has to go through all these surgeries. He lost all his friends in the process, lost a bunch of money in the process with being able to film content. and has to live with this for the rest of his life. Whereas the other ones just chose, like, the other side. And again, Jeff was the one that lost everything. It pisses me off to this day. And anyway, back to you, Casey. Like, what a fucking disappointment. And also, how terrible of a filmmaker are you that you would be in such close contact with all these victims, promising to platform them and then choosing not to, but publicly saying the reason why as well. Like, he couldn't have even lied to us. He couldn't have even lied to us. Or he couldn't have even just not said the reason. Because look what you fucking done for yourself now. Unnecessarily. And the victims have to live with the fact that you said that you're picking David's side. After interviewing them to hear their point of view, and I'm sure their point of view was much better than the fact that you're saying David's interviews were so bad that you had to give him multiple chances. Yeah, Casey. Shout out to Jeff. Hope you're all doing well. It's just incredibly disappointing. And again, I'm so glad that I have normal people that watch my videos that are also, like, annoyed by this. Muckers, I will see you in my next one. I hope you're all doing very well. And goodbye.